Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Factorio Uncut. In the last episode, we got some rails running down here to the oil part of the world. Let's see. Before I forget, I am going to go ahead and just set up a turret or 3 down here. Because I'm super paranoid about things attacking down here. Because we are getting hit a little bit on the power, and this happens to be very close to where the remaining biter base is. Well, not the remaining biter base that we can see is. And while I'm thinking about it, let's go ahead and get an extra radar down here. So that when the power kicks on there, we'll have a little bit better vision over here. All right, I am going to set this on manual mode now, and we're going to backtrack here on the tracks that we just laid. And I want to get the power poles set up and get those running. We made it to right here. Okay. There's 1. There's 2. Yeah, I mean, I should have learned my lesson in the last series. I meant to do like a big train base, and I was rushing science to get to a nice, comfortable point where we could make trains, because you don't really need that much science to get to trains. I think you just need green science. You can accomplish it, everything you need with that. But then I had forgotten something important, and that is, I wonder where these wires went. Maybe I pulled that up and didn't place it, re-blueprint it, so we lost the wire connections there. They're not really that important, probably, in this series. I think I used them, really, the first time in the last series. But yeah, anyway, I was saying, the science, you really don't need that much science to get rails going. The problem is laying all the rails. It's really kind of hard to do manually. You almost really need robots for it. Robots or mods. But this is fine. This is fun. I've been using mods that help me along with things. Oh, that's not good. For so long now, you really kind of lose the appreciation of just exactly what it is that robots provide your playthrough. Without having to do these little pains. You just don't have a good appreciation for it. And even when this is all said and done, we'll still have to come through again with robots to get the rest of it built out, plus all the signal placement. Something I've observed as well from newer players that I've seen play over the last couple of months. Signals, train signals, it was a very confusing thing for me starting out, because I didn't really understand how they worked, or at least the way that they did work was not the way that I understood as how they worked. In a rail network such as this, where we really only have one train moving back and forth, rail signals are completely unnecessary. There is no reason for them at all. Rail signals really only come into the picture whenever you have more than one train on the network, and you don't want them to collide into each other. That's when you have to start worrying about signaling things. So if you've only got one train that's going back and forth on a line, don't worry about signaling anything. It's completely unnecessary. And I've seen some folks work really hard to try to figure out signals in a place where it just really wasn't needed. And for now, we'll just run these guys right here. That should get power to the rest of our area. Our radar has kicked on. Our pumps are now pumping. And we are starting to get some crude oil in our tanks. Fantastic. All right, let's run over here real quick. I'm just going to go ahead and set this to automatic, and it's going to go about its way and start pulling oil from over there and bringing it over here where we will be able to do some processing of it. Fantastic. All right, well, let's go ahead. We'll get the intro rolled, and I'll see you on the other side where we will start setting up our refining area. But then I realized how much money they make when they graduate from college, and switched my major at that point to computer science. But yeah, no, that was my first love. And a lot of people find that really hard to believe, but yep, that's where I started. But anyway, we should have a train running now. Again, I was talking about having signals on and they blink and do weird things. Let's see. How are we doing over here? Are you filling up now? Going rather slowly, but you're getting there. What's going on? What's the holdup? This doesn't look like it's connecting to me. Is it? Yeah, that doesn't look like it works. Looks like it should work, but it doesn't look like it is working. So we may have to go over and see. Well, no, it's got oil in it. Okay, I guess just most of it's going over to that tank. Not gonna worry about it. Okay, so we've got our oil is going to be coming in here, and I want to take that down, and I want to see if we can maybe fit in refining in this little space. I'm not optimistic that that's going to happen, but it seems like we did it in the series before last, in my first .17 vanilla series. Maybe that was like 3 or 4 series ago. I'm having a hard time keeping track. Let's go ahead and space this out, and let's just see. So this will be a refinery. And let's see. I typically do this setup right here. It's a very common setup. So there, and there, like that. And let's see, how close can we get this guy here? Does this coal line need to be here? I submit that it does not. So let's take that over here. Do we have any other things smelting here? I don't think so. So let's take you down like that, and we'll just feed you in there. Like that. And that frees up all of this space over here and prevents the belt from going over our path. All right, let's take you and put you... One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Will this work? If we put this right here, are we going to be able to do something with this creatively? I've always wanted to be able to share pipes. Let's try this out. Okay, so starting out. Okay, they make it where this is limited now. Okay, this is actually good. This has changed from the way it was. It used to create all the different items. There would be petroleum, and then light oil, and then heavy oil coming in here. And with basic processing, we'd have 2 crude inputs. But when we flipped it over to advanced oil processing, we have an input of oil and water. So this would switch, so it would mess up. And then it seemed like in early .17, when they made these changes to where the basic only made the petroleum, which I'm still not quite sure how I feel about that. But it was basically made it to where all these outputs were petroleum and all the inputs were oil, if I recall. So you still had to remember which one would be the crude when you did advanced. But now we don't have to worry about that. It only produces out of the petroleum, only produces out of the crude. I like that change. I'm still not sure how I feel about the basic only creating the... I guess it's easier. I don't know. It's more confusing to me. But what do I know? All right, so if we did... If we ran a pipe down the middle and every now and then took you off and then took you off, we would still have to somehow... I guess we could technically run 2 water pipes. We could run that down that side. And run a secondary water pipe going down that side. That's not going to work, though, because that's going to conflict right there. So you will actually have to be a tile over. And oil can just go straight out like that. Actually, you know what? I think water's going to be in greater quantity. So I think I would rather have the water going through the center like that, and then the crude oil coming on the side like this. And we can even combine that into one line. Oh, hi guys. How we doing? Middle note, we need to work on defenses. Okay, I think this works. And we'll carry this on down. Do we need to put... Yeah, I think we need to put the spaces in there. And will this stretch? That'll stretch. That'll continue on like that. That'll continue on like that. That'll continue to be a water input. Like that. And then that'll carry on down like that. And that is our tileable pattern. All right, so that's 4. We need 27, though, is where that needs to end up at the end of the day. So that is 4, 8, 16, which is not 27. Well, we basically need 11 more, right? Okay, so if we gave up our path over here for the cause, and we did a 3, a 2, and a 1. That's weird. It doesn't even have an output there. Take all that away. And let's see. This would need to move over. We could take it that far. What are we limited by down there? Oh, okay, so it's just that. So technically we could keep going. There's no reason for us to stop the road there. But let's continue on with this idea because I'm somewhat invested now. And I think we can take this up even further. We could probably take that up to right there. So if you go there, and we made that 3 pipes, and we made that 3 pipes, that's not going to line up though, right? That's going to be a different, it's going to be a different thing. But 2 and 1, down, down, that goes across, that goes across. You probably want to go up, and you probably want to go up just for tiling purposes. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. Bad biters. Let's see. Let's just throw these up here for now. Definitely need to go do some defense optimizations up here. Go through and eat my pipe. Let's see. How many was that? I've lost track. That was 18. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So if we landfilled in that and copied this and moved it over there, that would be enough. And that gets close to skirting this line, but I think it's all going to fit. I think it'll be wonderful. I don't know about wonderful, but I think it'll fit. How about that? All right, so let's go ahead and get these started out. I've forgotten how many of these I made. Apparently I made 5 of them. Can we make 6? We cannot. We need steel, which is way over there. Well, we'll set up the pipes for 6 just to get those started. I don't think we need nearly that many. And boy, then we get to do the fun part of hooking these up manually. Let's see, that'll go there. That'll go there. You will go there. And eventually that one will be hooked up. So there to there to there. Let's see, these inside ones, this is all we're going to be making. So that's really all we have to worry about right now. And we need to worry about the oil lines coming in. And we don't need to worry about the water lines either. That's going to be whenever we get advanced processing. Will that go that far? It sure will. Will that go that far? It sure will. And let's see. Can we make another tank? No, steel. If we had another tank down here... just as like a little extra reserve. We put a pump there and then ran this down this way. We're going to need some more steel. It's just going to have to happen. Not too far away. And we are getting oil up there, so I guess things with the train are fine. I wasn't being patient. need to take that extra balancer off there because it's causing that line to back up there. Let's see. We needed another refinery as well as another tank, which we need iron for. Okay, there's our tank. We should have plenty of pumps. We should have plenty of pipe. Okay, that will feed into that tank. We'll have a pump coming out. And a pump coming out. And that will twirl around and go out that way. And you will go that way. With the way the fluid system works, if I understand it correctly, and have understood what people have been shouting at me for a while, the most effective use of a pump is directly off of a tank. It's much more effective. It has a bigger pull to pump from. So every time you have a tank, the most optimal use of a pump is directly off of that tank. If we did a pipe and then did a pump, we're limited our pump throughput off of the amount that the pipe can hold, which is significantly less than the pressure buildup that you can pull off of a tank. So that's why I am placing this. And here where we're splitting this pipe, if you set it up where, you had a pipe coming in and, just split the pipe like that into two different directions, there's no real good control over how much goes this way and how much goes that way, unless you actually do set up some pumps working off of it. But then you're basically limited to basically half the pipe going either direction, no matter how much throughput or how much backed up you have. Whenever you do two pumps based off of a tank, you no longer have that limitation. You're based off of half of a tank, which is significantly more than half of a pipe going in either direction. It's really not that big of a deal, but one of those things that I've always kept in the back of my mind. All right, so that'll go there. We'll get and something that I've always kind of I'm not going to say always done, but something that somebody convinced me to do at one point, and I agree and try to follow that rule going forward. Another little weird fluid rule that I like to do is instead of branching these off, basically trying to do one big loop. But I'm going to try this here instead. And we'll get into the one big loop thing here as we get into more advanced stuff here with cracking and things. All right, let's just check this. We should have oil getting down here. We do not, because we do not have power getting down here. Let's fix that. Okay, there's our oil. We're missing a pipe there, and a pipe there, and a power pole there, and a power pole there. And that gets us our petroleum. Okay, and that doesn't need to go up any further. And this doesn't need to go up any further. All right, do we just want to carry this on down? I think we probably do. Prepare for expansion in the future. That is a good way to do it. There. Petroleum. All right, and petroleum is one of those items that we are going to be generating on the bus. Let's just take a look at what our needs are going to be. We need to make blue science. That requires sulfur and advanced circuits. Advanced circuits require copper cable and electronic circuits. We have both of those readily available. It's just the plastic, and the plastic takes 1 coal and 20 petroleum gas. So that's one need for blue science. And the other need is going to be the chemical, the sulfur, which is required for blue science. That requires 30 water and 30 petroleum gas. I think my plan is sometimes I'll make plastic and stuff like in this area and send it down the bus. I don't know if that's the way I'm going to do it, or if we're going to go about it some other way. If we do all of our processing over here, we're eventually going to need coal going over there, which it's not going to be a problem. That's going to be right there. But what else are we going to need? We're going to need copper and iron going over there, which may be a little bit more interesting. Water, iron for sulfuric acid. Typically, I've always done a water, a petroleum, and a water, petroleum, and lubricant line going down. And then just built all of our petroleum stuff off the side. And that's the way I'm leaning toward doing it. So yeah, if we do something like this right here. And end up feeding like our petroleum lines into that. And we'll just carry this petroleum on down the bus. And yeah, I think that works. Then we just need to get another water line going, and we should have everything we need in order to get blue science going. In theory. All right. Well, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you in the next episode. There was our last refinery. It was hiding right there the whole time. I thought making 5 of them would have been silly and not didn't sound like a very Kitch thing to do. But putting it over here and forgetting about it, that is a very Kitch thing to do. Well, thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good one.